Hey polish fans, welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. It's Caroline again, and it is time for another polish pickup wish list. So it's already November, and this polish pickup for November starts on the 6th. And the theme for this month was the red carpet, so there was a lot of really beautiful dresses, gowns, and other red carpet event outfits to be inspired by. And my wish list has 17 items on it this month. That probably can't happen. Actually, minus the probably. 17 is a lot of polishes. Now, I was a little bit behind on watching all of the swatch videos over at Fat Cat Polished, but I finished watching them the other day, and that added a whole lot of polish to my wish list. Prior to that, I hadn't really had a lot. Basically, this is what I use. Part of my strategy, if you will, of keeping track of polishes that I want is to use a Google spreadsheet. So I will have the month up here at the top and then list the polishes below as I find them. Now that can be either through the Facebook page or through other swatches that I see on other nail polish groups that I'm in, so per brand basically. And this went from about 4 polishes to the 17 that you see. So let's just go ahead and jump into the polishes on my wish list. I do think there are a few that are slightly similar, but we'll go ahead and talk about those when we get to them. So the first one on my wish list here is by Sweet and Sour Lacquer. This is called Up and Coming. This is described as a linear holographic silver-based lavender with iridescent chameleon flakies and silver hollow dust. Now, I do definitely have lavender nail polishes, but what I really liked about this was the hollow glow, and there's a little bit of what looks like a flaky in here as well that sort of sparkles on the nail. I think this one is showing how it would look over a darker color. But this one really impressed on the live swatches over at Del's channel at Fat Cat Polished, and it just glowed. It's a beautiful, beautiful color, and of course I'm always a sucker for purples, and I don't think, despite having a bunch of lavender and light purple shades like this, that I have something quite like this. And there we go, that's a good one of the little flakies in there. And what I really liked about this particular shade was the sort of metallic finish that it seems to have, and that overall just was really appealing to me. And like I said, I don't think I have anything quite like this. I do have some other lavender hollows, but none that have that flaky in it. So beautiful, beautiful color by Sweet and Sour. The next one is by Nail Artisan Cosmetics, and I could be mistaken, but I think this might be their first month with polish pickup. This one is called Panthers on the Prowl, and this is another one that wasn't on my radar at all until I saw Fat Cat Polished swatch it, and this is a beautiful polish. It is described as a rich plum cream polish adorned with shimmering flakes that shift from warm reds and oranges right through to golden yellows and greens. So this, as you can see, is a gorgeous flaky polish, and it is perfect for fall. This is such a unique shade of like plum purple, and those orange fall flakies, you know I love. Those are just beautiful. Del also commented on her channel when she did live swatches of this that this color in the base itself was one of her favorites. It is a beautiful rich tone, and again, it's a color I don't think I have in my collection, especially in this combination with those gorgeous flakies, and it is another beautiful one for fall. Now this won't arrive until probably late November, but still totally a beautiful, beautiful polish by Nail Artisan Cosmetics. Another one that I had kind of seen basically through Polish Pickup's website, but wasn't too sure about until I saw Del swatch it, was Lemming Lacquers, and this one is called A Lively Dress. This one is described as a cool-toned red-violet base with soft hollow elements, gold holographic micro sparks, and multichrome magnetic flakes shifting pink to copper to gold. And this is a beautiful, beautiful color, again with sort of this violet berry tone, and the magnetic flash in here is really stunning. I love that it flashes in sort of this warm tone of coppers and oranges. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? So this is another one that's just super unique, and I don't have anything quite like it in my collection, and just a beautiful one for fall. So that one was, again, Lemming Lacquers, A Lively Dress. And another one for fall. We are just all about the falls, but then again, I have been all year. So this is by EDK, and it is called Fall Colors. It is described as a nude-toned holographic linear with variations of orange, green, gold with aurora pigment, iridescent flakies, orange, gold, green, and UCC red copper. So, as you can imagine, it's loaded with a bunch of those beautiful fall tones, and it's got that neutral base to it, so it's really beautiful and soft. I think this one could potentially have top abilities, but even if I were to just wear this on its own, just look at that. You've got the little flakies that sort of shift to that neon green and gold on the edges. You've got the copper that is the primary color that I'm seeing on the highlights. Gorgeous. And I definitely, again, don't have anything like this. So this is another one that I feel is going to be a really unique addition to my collection, and another one that I'm going to love wearing in the fall. This one looks like it might be shown over black. Beautiful color there. So that was EDK Fall Colors. And stepping away from the fall colors briefly is one from Cuticula. This is Look What You Made Me Do. This is described as a soft lilac base with a rainbow of different shifting iridescent flakes, shifting ultra chrome flakes, and a small silver platinum flaky. And this one I thought had a very interesting look to it because of those multi-chrome flakies in there. So you have the iridescent shifting flakies that are going to show up in this sort of brighter tones, and they are going to be sheer with that iridescence on them. And then the darker colors that you see are going to be those ultra chrome flakies. And I find that that adds a really unique touch to the nail. As you can see, there's some dark purple here and green there as well, which adds a really unique touch to this polish, I think. Sort of a speckled look. And those platinum flakies, if you've watched my channel, you know I really like how those look on the nail. They add a really unique metallic tone to the polish. This I just thought was so beautiful. Look at all of that variance of color. So it's going to look really beautiful and have a lot of depth on your nail. Thought this one was absolutely beautiful. And again, another one that I think is really, really unique. So that again was Cuticula, Look What You Made Me Do. Another one on my wish list is from Cupcake Polish. This one is She's a Lady, and this is described as a periwinkle blue polish filled with iridescent aurora shimmer that shifts from gold to red to green. And this reminds me a lot of their blue bonnet polish that came out a few months back. But I believe they did do a side-by-side comparison to this, and this one definitely leans more towards the periwinkle side of things as opposed to blue. And it's a gorgeous color. This sort of shifty shimmer polish is definitely a favorite of mine, and Cupcake Polish does these very, very well. So this one does sort of remind me of a couple of the other polishes that are on my wish list. I think they fall into the same range, if you will, as far as their type and color scheme, but I'll do some side-by-side comparisons here with my screenshots and see how well they actually compare to each other, because I'm sure there's differences, but I might, as you can tell, have to knock down my wish list from that 17. So this is a beautiful one from Cupcake Polish, She's a Lady. Another one that I added that I had sort of seen but hadn't really taken that much note of, and I honestly don't know why, is by Vanessa Molina, and this is called Reeses Purple. This is described as a magnetic ultrachrome chameleon with magnetic pigments, ultrachrome chameleon, purple, pink, violet, iridescent flakies. And this one is, as you can see, really flashing through all the colors. You've got purple, pink, neon green. You've got a little bit of like tealish green over here, and then some gold as well. And when you pull the magnetic pigment from the base, you're going to get this sort of midnight purple to black coloration with all of those rainbow flashes in the flakies coming out really, really strongly. And again, it's another one that I don't think I have anything exactly like, and I love magnetic polishes. They can be sort of difficult to work with in order to get them to come out as nicely as you see swatch pictures of, but with practice you can definitely get that to come out. You just need a very strong magnet and patience. So I feel this is another beautiful, beautiful polish, and again, fairly unique to my collection. I don't think I have one in this combination, especially with all of those really beautiful bright flakies in it. So this one was again by Vanessa Molina, and it's Reeses Purple. And going in a completely different direction, we've got Visible Nail Line Blur Base Coat by Cupcake Polish on my wish list. This is definitely a must-have. This is a semi-sheer nude colored base layer, can be used with or without a traditional base coat that helps you use less of your favorite polishes. So basically this helps to blur the line between your free edge and your nail bed, and that's very helpful when you have sheerer polishes like the cupcake polish that's coming out this month, that if you have a very prominent visible nail line, you might have to go with 4 coats or 3 thick coats in order to get it opaque. So this is supposed to help with that. And when Dell did a swatch of this, as you can see in this swatch, it looks beautiful even on its own. So if you want to just have that barely there coloration on your nails, or to help, like this one is going to show this picture here, to help emphasize the sheer polish that you put on top, you then can use less of your nail polish. So that I thought was a beautiful and unique item. I have seen similar types of undies, if you will, but they were a slightly different tone and they were a bit more expensive. So I think the $8.50 is very well priced actually for this. And again, I think it's a total must-have. So again, here you can see the difference between with visible nail line blur and the nail polish She's a Lady from Cupcake, and just 1 coat on its own with no undercoat of the blur base coat. Next up, we've got one by Quixotic, and this is called I'm Here. This is described as a dusty periwinkle base packed with a fine pink, purple, green shifting iridescent shimmer. And this is another one that looks so shifty and beautiful. This does remind me a bit more of the blue bonnet polish that Cupcake came out with a few months back, so I will have to do some sort of side-by-side comparisons as well as I can with the polish that I have and the pictures that I'm seeing online, but had to add this because it is a stunning polish. I love the contrast here. As you can see, on one side of the nail you've got that bright green, and then on the other sort of a dark pink to purple shimmer. Really beautiful. And again, Quixotic is another one of those brands that I really like. They've got some gorgeous shimmer polishes and they do them very, very well. So again, that one was Quixotic, I'm Here. Next is from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. This one is called Fiber Optic Stunner, and this is described as a lightly tinted ultramarine holographic base with green, teal, blue, purple multichrome pigment and a mix of 4 crystal chameleon flakies. So this is another one that's really beautiful, has that multichrome effect that I really, really like. It is one of my favorite finishes, and then she packed it with a whole bunch of those crystal chameleon flakies that are going to shift in a beautiful variety of colors. And I thought that the swatches of this were really beautiful as well. Now I will have to, with this one, do some comparisons to some of the other multichrome nail polishes that I have, because I do have a lot, and I do have a tendency of being drawn to these blue to purple shifting colors. But with all of those flakies that she added, it definitely makes this fairly unique again, so I'll have to decide carefully. But again, I'm gonna have to knock something out, so we'll have to see. But this is a beautiful one, again from Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, called Fiber Optic Stunner. Next is another favorite brand of mine. This is Polished for Days, and this is called Delicate. This is described as a cornflower corelli base with orange, gold, green iridescent flakies, and I love cornflower blue. I love the periwinkles, any of those sort of in-between colors that mix blue and purple together in any sort of fashion. And then of course those beautiful iridescent flakies, and this is absolutely packed with them, as you can see. And flakies are another one of my favorite nail polish finishes to wear. I find them absolutely enchanting. They are so beautiful on the nail, and this is just gorgeous. The swatches again were absolutely beautiful. That cornflower color I think is definitely unique to my collection. It's one of those shades that you really don't run across that often. Many makers have a tendency of leaning more towards the true blues, true purples, or blurples, but most often the blurples are in the darker shade range. So this beautiful medium tone cornflower is beautiful and very unique to my collection. So that again was from Polished for Days, and that was Delicate. Another one that I really did not expect to like that much, but added to my collection after watching the swatch video of Dells over at Fat Cat Polished, is this one from Colorista Carol, and this is Pop the Rosé. This is described as a metallic rose gold with holographic microflakes, iridescent chameleon flakes, and aurora shimmer. And it is all of those components combined together that really made me add this to my wish list. Now this is one that might be sort of a surprise to some of you if you've watched my channel and you hear me say quite frequently that pinks are not my thing, but this particular shade, especially with that metallic finish, is definitely up my alley. I love the different holographic pigments and the flashes of the flakies that are in here. And metallics are another one of those finishes that are one of my favorites to wear. I really like how they look on the nail. They're so shiny, and I feel that the flakies in this again are just super, super unique. This is a lovely shade of sort of this rose gold, and I don't have anything like this for sure. And it even looks amazing satin in that matte finish. So I had to add this to my wish list because it was just absolutely beautiful, and it totally blew me away considering I was not expecting to like it very much. So again, this one was by Colorista Carol, and that was Pop the Rosé. Another one is this one from Dreamland Lacquer. This was one of the first ones to add to my wish list, and this is Fail Gloriously. This is described as a smoky gray base filled with super shifty pigments. The primary color is somewhere between rose gold and mauve depending on skin tone and lighting, and it shifts through a sort of golden bronze and ends on a super strong green shift. And you can see that beautiful green shift up there. Dreamland Lacquer is another one of those makers that has beautiful shifty polishes like this in the shimmer base. Absolutely love it. This is a good one of that sort of mauve base that she was talking about and sort of this purple tone. I think this one is another one that's rather unique. I don't think I have anything like this. The shift is amazing. The base is amazing. I think this is going to be another favorite. So this is a must-have. This will not be leaving my wish list. Again, this one was Dreamland Lacquer's Fail Gloriously. And then there's this one from Different Dimension. This is called Light of Love. This is described as a lavender holographic jelly polish with added green color, shifting aurora shimmers, and holographic microflakies. Look at that green glow. Isn't that amazing? The glow sort of has this shift too that sort of goes from the green to a bit of blue. Really beautiful, and that holographic microflake is really beautiful. Those sort of metallic flakies, whether they're the holographic or the metallic, add that metallic effect to the nail that I really, really like. And this color combination is really beautiful with that sort of pinkish lavender, almost orchid base color, and then that beautiful flash of green. So that one had to be on my wish list. So again, this one was Different Dimensions, Light of Love. And another one that I was really surprised to add, because this one I didn't think I would like as much as I did when I saw it swatched, is this one from Aurora, and this is called DNA Sequins. This is described as a black jelly base with a rainbow of geometric pigments. So what's really interesting is when you look very closely at this, you can see teeny tiny speckles, and my first thought was that this was glitter, and when Dell did it, she thought it was glitter as well, but according to the maker, this is geometric pigment. So I've not heard of that. It has this beautiful sort of deep rainbow sort of galaxy effect on the nail. again, rather surprising because I just wasn't really expecting to like this as much as I did when I saw it. Just really unique with all of those flashing particles in all the different colors of the rainbow in here. Really unique. I will have to sort of decide if this is something that's going to remain on my wish list because it was definitely a surprise. But I know I don't have anything like this. This is for sure a very unique polish, so we'll have to see. But beautiful one from Aurora, and that was DNA Sequins. This one is a must-have. This one is Art as Nails. This is called Glitz and Glam, and this is another one that for whatever reason had slipped through my radar, had not even seen this, and when I saw Del swatch this, I was like, I have to have that for my fall polishes. This is absolutely stunning. So this is described as a pink to orange shifty base with silver flakes running throughout. Those silver flakies definitely add a really beautiful and unique touch to this orange shifting polish, and of course I love oranges, and oranges with pinks are one of my favorite color combinations. I find that they bounce nicely off of each other, they flatter each other. It's one of those times that I really actually enjoy the pink is when it's balanced with the orange, and this one is so beautiful and unique. So have to add this one. I hope that I will get it. I think it's got a fairly low cap of 130, but just look at that. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, it's not that great, guys. Don't go rushing to get it. That was, again, Art as Nails, Glitz and Glam. I hope I can get that one because, again, low cap. And lastly on this list is this one from Alchemy Lacquers. This one's called Plum Perfect. This is one of the ones that I think is slightly similar to a couple of the other shifting shimmer polishes that I've got on my wish list. Again, I'll have to do some sort of side-by-side comparison with the swatch pictures and see if I can't decide if they're similar enough, but this one is described as a plum jelly nail lacquer with a golden lime green turquoise blue shimmery multichrome finish, and this is another really beautiful polish. It's got that beautiful plum base, and then of course all of those beautiful shifting shimmers in it that shift. I really like the contrast to that, and this one is a beautiful polish. So again, I'll have to do some sort of side-by-side comparisons as best I can online and see if I can't decide if they are similar enough. But again, just a beautiful polish, so I had to add that to my wish list. And again, that one is Alchemy Lacquers Plum Perfect. So there you have it. That was my wish list for this month, November 2020, for polish pickup. Let me know down below if any of these are on your wish list or which polishes you have that are must-haves on your wish list. Make sure to like and subscribe for more nail polish videos, and I'll see you next time.